I just read a report that America is now in more credit card debt than ever before, more than $1.1 trillion. You know, my grandfather used to say, there's no stress like money stress, son. Well, are you feeling that right now? Let me help. You've got a friend in the mortgage business in me, and I've helped families just like yours save hundreds of dollars a month. Seriously, we've helped listeners to this podcast save up to $800 a month. At SaveWithConrad.com, we routinely help our podcast listeners consolidate all of their high interest rate credit cards into just one much lower monthly payment. Would you like to lower your monthly payments? Wouldn't it be nice to skip your next 2 house payments? Are you finally ready for some breathing room and peace of mind? Start saving money today with your friend in the mortgage business, me, at SaveWithConrad.com. You don't need perfect credit. You don't need money out of your pocket. And if we can't help you save some cash, we won't waste your time. You see, at SaveWithConrad.com, we don't say no. We say not yet, but here's how. We want to be your mortgage advisor for life. So find out how easy it is to finally get rid of your credit card debt once and for all, get a much lower monthly payment, and even skip your next 2 house payments. Let's find out how much money you can save for free at SaveWithConrad.com.
NMLS number 212, non-equal housing lender.
SaveWithConrad.com.
We are live. Welcome in. What?
It's Casio, for crying out loud. I thought you were dead.
Welcome in. I am Casio, and you are experiencing the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, the Hall of Famer, the voice of AEW.
Yeah.
Mr. Tony Schiavone on, I already botched it. Conrad's already botched it right here. You're listening to What Happened When? With Tony Schiavone.
With the voice of your childhood. Tony Schiavone! How are you?
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Hey, man, it's good to see you. What? Apparently, Conrad is, this being Monday, is still hung over from Top Guy weekend, I guess. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
Last I saw, there was a lot of snot coming out of his nose. So much snot.
What?
Because you know him, he's not couth about it. If he needs to get something from his body, he will expel it with force and volume in front of everyone around.
Hey, well,
words, gas, vomit, snot, whatever it is.
It's good seeing you, man. I saw you, of course, in Huntsville, and then you had taken a picture. I mean, you said, "Take a look at this piece of shit," or something like that. And then I looked around. I'm thinking, well, I mean, you're obviously pretty easy to find. I was going, and then you sent me pictures. I'm in catering. You sent me a whole big pile of cookies that you were standing in front of, and I'm thinking,
well, you know, ironically, I had found one of your family members backstage.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Okay.
And I said, well, I mean, we could stand here and talk in the hall and have Will Ospreay run me over again, or I could go to catering. Why don't you show me where that is? And there it was. It was in all its glory. I appreciated them having a scale right there so I could weigh how many brownies I was eating. Isn't that what that's for? I ate a pound of brownie. I think they were using it for protein, but I used it for carbs. But a hell of a show in Huntsville, my friend. Hell of a show. It was a fun crowd. I thought it was a great lineup, and I thought the crowd was into it, man. That was a fun one.
Yeah, that was a very good show, and crowd was into it. There was this one guy, though. I don't know if he's part of Top Guy Weekend or not. Just a big old feller, okay?
Yeah.
With a pink shirt.
Yeah, I know who it is.
You know who it is?
Moose.
Is that Moose?
That's Moose to Don.
Okay. So, Moose, love you, buddy. Thank you for getting the front row ringside, but sit the fuck down, okay? I kept thinking, there are people behind this guy that wants to see. But he stood up the whole time, and it's not like he's really thin that you could look around him.
A mountain of a man.
Yeah.
Moose to Don, fitting name for him. Very large.
Yeah. So is he a top guy?
He is. He was at the Top Guy tussle this weekend for the get together and had a fun time.
Yeah, I know that was
I mean, everybody was asking where you were since you were just in town the night before.
okay. Here's what happens on nights that we tape Collision.
Yeah.
I got to go right back and do some work.
Yeah.
So I was pretty much busy most of the. I'm kind of like on those days. I'm kind of like a doctor on call. It's like, don't go anywhere because we may need you. And so I've got this text alarm on my phone from the producers in Nashville that build our show, and it's like it's reveille, right? So I'm afraid if I fall the fuck asleep, I'm going to miss something, and I got deadlines to get it in, and that happens mostly all day Friday and all day Saturday, and so I just really couldn't make it there. So, and hey, so sure am sorry I missed it. Must have had a good time. So, tell me what was part of it.
Well, they had fantasy camp this year with Jerry Lynn rolling around with them.
Did they really?
Yeah, he put in, I don't know, 3 or 4 hour seminar and let them all get in there and taught them the basics. And then they broke up into groups, and they had the wonderful Jeff Jarrett there, and they had, oh my gosh, I'm going to forget his name. Bill Barons, is that it?
Yeah.
And he was there, and Lash LaRue, Oodles of Doodles with Lash LaRoodles, as our buddy calls him. He was there, and they went over how to book a match. What are we going to do with everybody? They introduced the talent that we had, and then they let the top guys, top gals vote on it and put the card together.
That is so great.
And you're not going to believe it. Lash was on the panel, and he ended up being the mystery wrestler.
Of course,
he got to wrestle, and he was on the booking committee. So you're not going to believe what Lash did.
He went over.
Not only in the opening match, but in the closer.
Yeah.
I love he booked it, and Conrad said, "Let me get this straight, Lash. You're going over to start the show and then going over to end the show." Lash was like, "Yeah, only coming back with that stipulation."
As you do.
And luckily, he was going against our buddy Adam Priest, so that was an easy squash.
Yeah. Adam's pretty good, actually.
He's very good.
He's a pretty good wrestler. I think that the next time you have a booking session, that you need to like book a card and then all of a sudden like draw a name out of the hat and say, "Oh, he missed his flight," or "Oh, he blew his knee out." You know what I'm saying? And make everybody scramble at the last minute. You see? And that's kind
a
of
good call.
Yeah, that's kind of a part of booking. When you think you got everything down and the way you want it, something happens. Or, we just talked to him. He doesn't want to do the job. What the fuck? Really?
He doesn't want to do the job.
Oh God. So what does he have? What does he have an idea for he's finished? He ain't got anything. He just doesn't want to do the job. Okay, tell him we're going to send his ass fucking home. Man, tough job. Hey, so we are going to watch Championship Wrestling. Enough about the current stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to watch Championship Wrestling. This is WWF. And I already got people here on the chat wanted to know how to find that show. So with that in mind, let's ask Dave Silva, Man About Town, one of our great true friends, who probably did not show up to Top Guy weekend because his wife wouldn't let him out of Texas.
True.
Dave, if you'll come on here or at least talk to us, one of the two, and tell us how we can find Championship Wrestling.
Well, hi, folks.
Hi,
Dave. It's super simple. All you have to do is pull out your Peacock and go right up to the WWE Network.
Okay, click.
Scroll all the way down to the 80s flashback. You got to scroll.
Okay, I'm scrolling. Scroll. 80s flash. I got it. Click.
Saturday's main event. And then right next to it is WWE Championship Wrestling. Tap on that little bad boy.
Yeah, okay, this is right. This is like the second little box here. WWE Championship Wrestling. Click.
Then head over to season 6.
Do I have to head there?
Well, you can use your finger.
Okay, good. Go over to season 6. Click.
And then it's episode 3.
Episode 3, season 6, episode 3 to Championship Wrestling. That is from February 2nd of 1980. Wow.
Amazing.
This is old school shit. So I would imagine in 1980, we're thinking that there's some Bob Backlund stuff going on there, or possibly, I don't know.
Bruno, maybe some Bruno.
Whoa.
Maybe some Larry Zbysko.
Oh, for crying out
Tony
loud.
Atlas and all his delicious foot fetishes.
Yee.
Primed and ready. It's going to be great.
By the way, if you don't adjust your set, as they say, this is the Casio Kid, by the way.
Conrad Thompson.
Conrad. Hey, so Casio, how you still doing your podcast? How's your podcast going?
I have a couple podcasts on the network. I have Nick Patrick. I do every 2 weeks, mailbag with him. And then the other weeks, I do a mailbag with Mr. Mike Chioda. So I get the ref handles. And then I do a monthly show with Godfather, Mr. Charles Wright.
Wow. You're a busy guy.
Yep. And then we do quarterly or every other month with Lash LaRoodles. So wow. A lot going on.
Oh, you are a busy man. And I just do like one a week and bitch about it. So
but all yours are long.
Yeah. Mine are long. That's what she said. Okay. So anyway, there you go. And there we are. And here we go. So do you have all your notes, Sir Casio, ready to go? I think we got a couple sponsors. You ready to break in with those?
I'm ready, man.
Okay. We used to like do it right and like say we're gonna pause and for a commercial and go 3, 2, 1, we're back. But Conrad just talks right through it. He's become a lazy shit. And I guess we depend on Dave to take care of it, right, Dave? Thanks, Dave. So anyway, you ready?
I'm ready as I'll ever be, I think.
Okay. Is James O'Corai with us here? He hasn't. Yeah, wait, there he is. Where's James O'Corai? I thought I saw him. And the reason I'm asking if James is here, I know James was a little overserved at the show on Wednesday, last Wednesday. But I'm going to play one of his countdowns here. So normally this show runs about an hour to an hour and a half. But because we're going to play a James O'Corai countdown, it's probably going to be a 3-hour show now. So if you ready?
If you start talking El Cry, you just know this song. It's so hard to say goodbye to El Cry.
I think the reason that James was overserved was because that Megan Nelson got him drunk at the show on Wednesday.
At AEW?
At night at AEW, yeah.
Yes, correct. I witnessed it. I sat there and watched it happen. It was fun.
She got those minors drunk. So there you go. Apparently. What am I saying? James is like 40 years old.
Yeah, he's a coal miner, not a miner.
Exactly. All right, here we go from the famous James O'Corai.
Tony and Conrad, WHW Live. Tony, and Conrad, WHW Live. People dancing, hell, people laughing, and jokes about some penis. Dun, dun, dun. Singing Italian songs. You know what's funny about Chicago? That's actually the lyric to that song. But you know what my favorite lyric is? Well, it's hanging out with 2 of my best buds and having a fucking fantastic time with all of my WHW fam and, of course, the AFS fam. But, hey, Tony and Conrad, I think I've filibustered enough.
Yeah.
Got to keep this short and sweet.
Right.
And what better way to keep it short and sweet than a countdown? So I'm going to go ahead and get to it. Cue up your mouses, cue up your thumbs, because this is when the fun begins. In a 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay, dokie. Thank you, James, for that. He's still singing somewhere right now. That was his rendition of Saturday in the Park from Chicago. And then we see Bob Backlund with a couple of great moves. And I guess this is, Yes, this is the open of the show. How about that? Just show Bob Backlund and then do a little font there.
You know what's fun is I remember I think it was 40 WrestleMania, and Bob was just hanging out in the lobby.
Yeah.
I mean, they had him in front of a backdrop, but no line, no wait, and just shaking everybody's hand, crushing every bone in your hand when he did it. And
Yeah, I
just
bet. Yeah.
hanging out front, having a good time.
Right now we have who is this announcer on the stick here right now?
It's a very young McMahon.
Whoa, man.
Very young.
His eyebrows certainly have changed now, haven't they? You know, God bless him, because he was good to me. He was, and I get it. He really was good to me in the year I was there. But somebody needs to go to him now and say, you know what? I know you've aged. I get it. We change. We don't look the same. But do something to those fucking eyebrows, for crying out loud.
Do you like the mustache, the pencil thin?
I don't mind
mustache?
that. It's just those eyebrows go hing.
Yeah.
You know.
He looks like a cartoon villain.
Yeah, he does. So this, I believe these were taped in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, if I'm right. Did you get any notes on this from our good friend?
I sure did.
Yeah.
We'll go up and get this thing cranking. This is February World Wrestling Federation running strong. One of the big three sanctioning bodies, of course, in wrestling. This is at the Allentown Agricultural Hall in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Wow. And I don't need any notes to tell me that is Ken Patera in the blue, and with the Grand Wizard as his manager. And see those ears on that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking big, man. He has to flip flop, fly away. Yeah. And I've never, you know what? Justin Roberts has never had a ring announce this long.
Ken Patera, like you said, the Grand Wizard, and Freddie Marzino.
Freddie Marzino.
What do you know about Freddie Marzino?
He's of Italian heritage, you can tell by
Sure.
looking at him right there.
Sure.
And he getting ready to probably get his ass kicked, because probably Ken Patera at this time was still in Olympic mode, and probably became a better worker as he moved along. So I think Patera may have been like, I'm not so sure what Olympics he was in. Maybe it was like the 76 Olympics in Montreal. I'm not sure. So he may have been like 4 years removed from the 76 Olympics, or he could have been in Munich in 72. I'm not sure, but so he's probably just getting ready to stretch him. A story about the Grand Wizard, by the way. He used to take the do not disturb sign from the hotel.
Okay.
And fashion himself a necklace and put it over his head, and put the do not disturb sign on the airplane when he fell asleep, so the stewardess wouldn't, or the flight attendant would not wake him up, because he wanted to sleep.
That's a genius move.
Isn't that a genius move? That's why he's the Grand Wizard right there.
Because I try to look like what he looks like now. I put a hat on, sunglasses, scarf, hoodie, headphones, and they still wake me up and go, "You want some chocolate quinoa?" How can I do the what? What? You want some chocolate quinoa? No, I was asleep, you remember? So I know I'm fat, and you would think I would want chocolate, but it's the quinoa and the sleep that really is keeping me from this fine snack. Look how tiny Freddie looks.
Freddie, man. Freddie. Freddie looked like shit there, didn't he? Yep.
Boom.
Yep. Ken go just kick his ass. I met Ken Patera in at a Comic-Con or a few years back. And when I was growing up, Ken Patera moved on to the Mid-Atlantic wrestling area. And he worked for the Crockett for many, many years. So I really, really enjoyed his work. And of course, you know, I used to follow the Olympics back then, but I don't follow the Olympics anymore. So I knew Kent Patera from the Olympics, and yeah, the Olympics used to be a great thing. And
Yeah.
now it's just a shitty television show.
It's just a shitty
That's all it is.
television
It's
show.
it's a shitty television show, for crying out loud. I mean, they bring in the NBA players to play in the Olympics now. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's not, they're not worried about an athletic competition. They want rating points. You see?
I mean,
That's
you
all.
remember back in the day when it was the baseball, when you had all the rated. I mean, that was how you knew it was going to be good. Was you had the Mark McGuire Olympic rookie card and all that good stuff, man.
Right.
That was before they were amateurs still.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, if you are not watching along, you missed 2 minutes and 8 seconds of an ass whooping, as Tony Schiavone put it.
Yep.
McMahon on the announcer's table said, wonders about the personal relationship between wrestler and manager. Wink, wink.
Yikes.
And then the match is a squash. Marzino couldn't get anything going there, Tony. I don't know if you what you picked up on. He got dismantled. The old swinging full Nelson for the submission.
Yep.
Is your winner, Ken?
They're going to stretch his ass out. And I do need to say, will the fucking ring announcer with the fucking big ears get out of the fucking ring? He ain't moving, brother.
Well, we've got a man down. We've got a stretcher out.
Hope his neck's okay. Because we're just going Yankees up ass out of the ring.
He's got 2 other refs in.
Uh-huh.
The announcer is Joe McHugh.
Joe McHugh. All right.
Marzino's neck has now been injured, and what McMahon notes that the neck injury is the most prevalent injury sustained by Patera's opponents. How about that?
There you go. That's back before we worried about neck injuries. There's that ring announcer. He just won't leave. Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest is set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. And before we go any further, I'm not fucking leaving until someone around here is man enough to throw me out. Anybody here? Anybody at the table? Anybody on this side of the ring? How about Jose Estrada? Are you? Nah, fuck it. Stay in the ring. Okay. Jose told me to stay in the ring. And here comes Pat Patterson. Woo! Pat Patterson. Are you going to throw me out of the ring, Pat? Nope. Get out on your own. All right.
Get to stepping, Joe.
Get to stepping, Joe. And now Pat Patterson, by the way, is the Intercontinental Champion and ain't got his belt with him. Oh, he's still in the ring.
He's 5 months into this inaugural IC title reign.
Mm-hmm. So he was the first one. Is this the first IC champion?
It is.
Oh, wow. This is
5 months into it. That's why he didn't bring his belt.
Uh-huh.
You don't even know what he's doing.
Well, they just named it a championship and haven't made the belt yet. You know why they haven't made the belt yet? Because Jeff Jones wasn't alive. Jeff would have had 5 of them made for him.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's right.
Look, Pat can't even get his jacket off now.
Oh.
The champ's mad.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Not kidding around here, Pat Patterson may have been one of the smartest, most brilliant minds ever in wrestling. He certainly was a very, very big part of the success of the WWE for many years. And I know that's probably been hashed out, and we probably talked about it here, but every time I see Pat, it's worth talking about. Boy, how about that, man? Estrada really went for that one. He went up in the air and chinned down on that green turnbuckle. And Pat's had a fucking enough. Now he's looking for the ring announcer to kick his ass.
Look how loose those ropes are.
Aren't they?
This is, by the way, not much of Patterson's career from this era has been uploaded to the network before this. So this is a rare treat to see Patterson basically at the height of his popularity in the WWF.
Yeah. Of course, Pat and Ray Stevens were very big in California and in the San Francisco area, and very great tag team. And I mean, even Even here, JR sometimes will mention him. Well, that wasn't Stevens and Patterson, but that team will be good enough or something like that.
I'm going to sneak in a couple questions for you. Jim in Buffalo, Tony said, Tony, what do you think you were doing February 2nd, 1980?
Okay. Hang on a second. I was still in college, and I graduated from college in May of 1980. So I was probably, there's a chance I was doing some high school basketball, because as I was in college my senior year, I was also employed at a radio station part-time, and I was doing high school basketball and football on the radio. So there's my broadcasting career began in 1970, 78. And I was in college and I also did some broadcasting. So that's what I was doing back in good old Virginia. Boy, Pat Patterson pissed off here, man. Got that jaw set, as we like to say. Oh, look at that. I wonder if that rope is holding the ring up.
No, I was just analyzing. We're at top notch here at Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, that's right. Give him a rope burn.
By the way, February 2nd, 1980, I was about to celebrate my 7th month anniversary.
Oh,
Not being sober or anything, just of alive.
just of alive. Yeah. Well, you know what? That's always thrown in my face. But here's the deal. You're gonna blink, motherfucker, and one day you're gonna say, "Hey, I was in college, or I was I was in my 30s back then, or I was in my 40s back then, or geez, am I really 70 years old? I'm not yet, but some people in the house are." Okay.
You've seen me in person as recently as last week and still had faith that I'd make it to 70. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I saw you last week. I mean, I yanked on your beard and everything. And
was that your tail, or you're like, he might make it to 70 after all?
Yeah, you just never know, man. You never know what life brings. Have you seen this thing online where this guy is doing all these things? He wants to live forever. Okay. He gets up in the morning, has this routine to where he drinks this shit and goes through all this light thing, and it's online, and he plans to live forever. That fucker's going to walk out of his house one day and get run over by a car. Guaranteed. Okay. Guaranteed. All right. Unless he just stays in his house, and has this.
And then what are we doing? What are we living forever for if we can't do that?
That's right. Well, there's a lot to watch on Netflix.
That's true.
Yeah.
You got to catch up on all the ad-free shows content, like and subscribe.
Exactly right. Yeah, I'm telling for all you young guys and girls out there, it's going to happen fast. That's the secret of life. The secret of life is it happens quickly. You don't realize until all of a sudden you turn around and you look at an old woman in your house and you think, damn, that happened quickly.
We are witnessing 7 minutes of fury here with Pat Patterson. Oh, Estrada's tied up in the ropes. While he's tied up, Megan Nelson wants to know, Tony, how are Dobby and Bucky?
Well, they are wonderful. Bucky is here's Dobby right here. Hey, Dobby. You daddy's buddy? Yes, you daddy's. He's doing great. He thinks he's the biggest dog in the house, and he just fucks with the beagles all the time, which is hilarious. Bucky wakes up the entire neighborhood with brrr. I mean, and we just did we rescued Bucky, this family up near Chattanooga. Couldn't keep him any longer, so we rescued him there, and then we did a DNA test on him. He's 100% beagle.
Wow.
100% beagle. Yeah. So we got 5. We got 5 dogs. That's Dobby, and then there's behind him is Kirby. So they hang out with me now. But thanks for asking. Yeah, dogs are it, man. How's Hank doing?
Hank's great. He's in there with a chew toy.
Yeah.
Again, he's a Humane Society dog. Got his DNA test. 7 generations pit bull, mother and father side.
Wow.
How about that?
That is great. We got Dobby's back. Okay. He is Chihuahua, Poodle. He's like Cocker Spaniel. Really.
Everything.
Yeah. Pekingese, Lopsa Opso, Bichon Frez. I mean, they just a lot of fucking going on in his family.
There's a lot.
Until he got here. So
You think it was one session? Can't dogs have one session like that?
no, they can't.
That's what I've always heard.
Yeah.
You know, in the South, they'll go, well, he's got a little Chihuahua and a Chow in him. It both happened at the same time.
I would give anything if Pat Patterson just ran right at the ring announcer right now and clotheslined you in the back of the head. Just the ring announcer just comes in the ring with a poor schmuck still on his knees. He's got to go in the ring. God.
And the winner, Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion Pat Patterson. 1, 2, 3, and 707. While Patterson's got his arm up, Joe McHugh announces the particulars of the match before we see a replay of the finish. How about that?
That's great. Oh, sunset flip.
Boom, boom.
Hey, have we seen a tope suicida yet?
We have not.
Has anyone dove head first out of the ring?
We have not.
Guess who's still in the ring?
Oh, here's Joe.
Oh, here comes Freddie Blassie.
We got Angelo Gomez versus the incredible Hulk Hogan with Freddie Blassie.
Well, this is right before.
Come on, man.
This is right before. Is this where Hogan had his back shaved?
You think? Oh.
He would have his back shaved in like a V design on his back early in his career.
You think me and Freddie Blassie would get along?
Like right now, no, he's dead.
No.
Okay.
We're both in our prime.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, he would get along. Hey, are you supposed to read the commercials or me?
I got him. You want me to read one while Hulk? Oh, look at this figure.
Uh-huh.
Huh?
Wow, huh?
I'm waiting on the back. I'm reading commercial as soon as he gets.
Look at there. No, his back is not shaved.
No.
Into a V. But it used to be.
That was going to be kind of hot.
But you know what is amazing about watching Hogan here? A lot of things, but I think most of all is how animated he is not. I mean, the Hulk Hogan that we knew was like,
larger than life.
Larger than life, animated, what you going to do, point out to the fans, talk. But he is just kind of just slowly, stoic, walking around the ring, not saying anything, head down. I just think it shows the transformation of Hulk through the years.
Here he's more intimidating monster.
Right.
And then he turns into the over the top.
Right.
The charismatic, the hulking up. We're going over the top. I mean, he's substantially bigger than Angelo Gomez.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. By the way, who is Dave Silva's third cousin removed.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what we understand. He lives, Angelo, we do understand, is now 87 years old and lives in San Antonio.
How about that?
Yeah. I would love to have been a fly on the wall, as the old cliche goes, when Vince McMahon is talking about Hogan, how he needs to change his persona and what he needs to change it to. I don't know if that's ever been documented or it's on the because I didn't see the Mr. McMahon documentary. But I would love to heard about all the things that went into making Hulk Hogan the iconic character he was. And I guess is, right?
I wonder how much of it was. I mean, I know there's a lot to evolve, like you said, but I would like to know how much was already mapped out of.
Yeah.
How much did he already have ready for him? Because you see here, he's got the red. I mean, the yellow already.
Right.
Needs the headband.
Right. And they ring the bell with a backbreaker. He didn't have to do the big leg drop.
Oh, flexing during the backbreaker, the backstretch is huge.
Yeah, and
Here comes
of course,
Freddie Blassie.
the ring announcer standing over there wondering if he should get in there or not.
Joe is ready, dude.
Joe's ready, and if I'm Hogan, I drop Dave Silva's third cousin removed and pick up the ring announcer and say, "Come on in here, you dumb little son of a." Okay, bring the microphone down. Oh, there it is. Bring it down from the. There it is. Oh, God, he got his microphone. Good. So, hey, we've had Ken Patera and Pat Patterson and Hulk Hogan.
We are ripping through it, and we've also seen a lot of Joe McHugh. Joe's putting in a work,
Yes.
Tony. He's
Yeah,
putting
he
in
is.
a work, building up a sweat. You know what Joe McHugh needs?
What?
Mando.
Mando, yes, he does.
He,
Put some behind the ears.
that's a lot. He's going to use a whole bottle. He's got, luckily, it's $5 off the starter pack
Right.
with Mando. What's your favorite Mando, Tony?
Well, I like the Mando that you can just swipe over or you can glide over your nuts. I know you're laughing, but that's what you can do. It's like this full body deodorant that, after you take a
Yes.
shower, you just get a handful and you feel clean the rest of the day.
It was like, I just wasn't ready for glide. It was very descriptive. It was very
I stand there in
descriptive.
front of the mirror and go, I'm a gliding with Mando.
Yeah, the
Right after-
solid stick deodorant. Yes, that's what you need. Created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated, and clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. We need that at the next Top Guy get together. We'll just hand that out.
And that out.
When you check in, you get your pass and some ball deodorant
Mhm.
to just glide over your nuts.
See that hand on the right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting ready to glide some stuff over his nuts. That's good stuff,
I mean,
buddy.
who doesn't want their nuts to smell like bourbon leather, Clover Woods, Mount Fuji, or my favorite, Pro Sport? It's the closest I'll get to smelling like an athlete. Is Pro Sport Mando on my nuts. Clinically proven to control odor better than a shower with soap alone. 12 hours after a shower, the average man's grundle odor level was about 5 out of a 10. With Mando, the average grundle odor, we want to take a guess, Stone?
A 3.
0, my friend.
Whoa.
0 grundle odor after 12 hours. By the way, if I'm a wrestler, that's what my new name should be, Grundle odor. And if you get grundled by the goozle, you are in trouble, my friend. And if you want to try America's #1 whole body deodorant formula right now, you can find them in Walmart, Target, and other retailers across the country. For best details, though, we encourage you to go to shopmando.com because Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with that solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice. You can get the mini body wash or the deodorant wipes, and it comes with free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code that equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Use code WHW at shopmando.com, shopmando.com. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. Thank you, Mando, for sponsoring WHW, and thank y'all for going to support Mando right now.
Meanwhile, Bruno Sammartino, Larry Zbysko.
That's a
And
lot of talent in one ring right there, brother.
a couple of Pittsburgh guys. Of course, Larry tells the story that, Larry wanted to be a pro wrestler. He's told me this story, and it may be documented somewhere, but I remember him telling me the story, and he found out where Bruno lived, and he walked up to Bruno's house.
Wow.
And Bruno got him into wrestling, and of course, it began an angle right here. This actually was one of the great angles in early days of WWE, because Bruno and Larry wrestled him again, and I don't think this is the match. and Bruno agreed to wrestle Larry, and Larry turned on him and beat Bruno bloody, and it ended up being a cage match at Shea Stadium.
Wow.
And so that was really, really a big angle. And I've seen the angle. It is so well done. Really so well done. I'm not so sure. Those of you who are with us right now, watching or listening along, or who's joined us live now, as we record on Monday, may know more of the story than I do. But I do remember seeing the angle and thinking, that's the way an angle is done. Hey, so
Yeah, this is the natural story, like you said. He's excited about this. The youth against experience right here. Zbysko, eager to get out from under the shadow of his trainer and his mentor, Bruno. And he has threatened to retire just last week if Bruno failed to give him this match. Bruno agreed to it, but Larry refused to go out of his way to hurt or even defeat Zbysko. It was Larry who had something to prove, not Bruno here.
right. Man, a young Larry Zbysko. I wonder how many he came in with this maroon ring coat on. I wonder how many people he asked if that ring coat was okay. Hey, come here a second. Do you like this ring coat? Does it zip up okay? Are the sleeves too long? You think I left it in the dryer too long? Should I wear a black? Here's a black one. How about a green one? Should I wear a green one? What do you think of this? This has little designs on it right here. What do you think? And by this time I would go, Legend, I don't give a fuck. I got to go to catering, kill myself. Yeah, that's working with. It was so much fun working with Larry.
Well,
I was
going to jump into a question. You answered it a little bit, but this will just encourage more of your Larry Zbysko impersonation. Chris North wants to know, did you have a favorite part about working with Larry on the Nitro set? Was he excited to get back in the ring with the NWO?
Yeah, he was excited to get back in the ring. He really was, because, Larry was, quote unquote, over during that era in WCW because of his commentary. His commentary was so damn good. It really, really was. If you go back and listen to it, Larry was a tremendous, tremendous analyst and color guy. And he had a good voice. He was a lot of fun to work with. Larry and I played golf a lot back in the day. Great golfer. So, yeah, I think most of the fun was when he would ask us about all the shirts and all the jackets, and we would go, oh, God.
Is he a guy who is meticulous about the script? He needs to go over everything, or is he a pretty good wing it guy?
He's a pretty good wing it guy. I think I'm going to be honest with you. I think that is part of being a good wrestling announcer, being able to wing it.
Yeah.
Because that you just never know. Like, for instance, I think it's DraftKings, right?
Okay.
And they're a sponsor of AEW. And so DraftKings is basically a site where you can put money down. I had a friend of mine said, hey, we understand DraftKings is, he called me, he said, DraftKings sponsoring wrestling. Can you give me any hints, any inside information about putting money down on wrestling? And I went, yes, don't.
Don't do it.
And he said, really? I said, yeah. I said, because here's the deal. I said, these two wrestlers may get ready to wrestle. And in the back, we kind of know what's going to happen. But as they're right before they're stepping through the curtain, it could change just like that. So there's no way that I know what's going on. So that being said, I think that a lot of times as a wrestling announcer, I guess you need to keep it, you need to be able to work off script. You need to be able to ad-lib a lot of stuff. So Larry was really good at that. And of course, Heenan was great at it. Excalibur, and JR is the master, of course. Excalibur is very heavy into his notes, and I appreciate that. And I get a lot of notes from Alex Marvez, so we do work on a lot of notes. But you got to know how to wing it, man. You got to know how to, as they say, call it in the ring.
Yeah, I mean that it's like any other sport.
Yeah.
You guys should be reactionary to what
Right.
you are seeing and helping paint that picture, and then along the way, fill in the spots with the notes and what the history, and tell us that story, remind us of the story. But you can definitely tell when it's reactionary or not from an announcer.
Yeah.
It just takes away from it when if they're starting to set something up because they know what's going to happen. You're like, come on.
Yeah. I remember one time my son Matt, who as you know works in the backstage area, said, "I could tell Tony was telling you something to say tonight." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because all of a sudden you went, 'Great match.'" I said, "Yeah, I guess so. I can't remember." So now, so Larry is getting really, really angry here at Bruno,
Yeah.
and
By the way, I mean, that just looks like a scary old strong ass dude right there is Bruno Sammartino, man.
check that hairdo, man. Oof.
On his back.
Yeah, no, yes, yeah, he was and as they say, he became such a legend because Vince Senior loved him, and there was a big Italian American society, a big population in the New York City area, and that's why he was over so much. Um, Now he wants he feels bad about sending Larry out.
Yeah, said he didn't want to hurt him or do anything
Yeah.
bad. So, oh no.
Larry's
Had enough of it.
Now this may be where is this where he opens up Bruno? I'm not so sure.
He is going wild.
Oh,
And the
yes,
crowd
it is.
can't believe this.
Yes, this is a great freaking angle.
Look at the crowd.
I know. Zbysko going crazy. This is a great angle because Bruno was his mentor. Boom, Bruno goes down. He cuts his forehead. And yeah, this was a great angle. And of course it led to big business. Like I said, Bruno had to stick that blade back in his trunks right there real quick.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. It led to a big business at Shea Stadium.
Crowd's getting hot here. Standing up now.
Yep.
Ref taking his time coming back in, buddy.
Let's bring the ring announcer in. He doesn't want to come in now, does he?
Let's bring the ring announcer. Living legend of wrestling, baby. Bruno Sammartino wins. Disqualification 9 minutes and 31 seconds. Woo.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I look it up on Wikipedia, right? It was 1972. It was called the Showdown at Shea.
Okay.
All right. Well, they always had a Showdown at Shea. This one was 1980, the Showdown at Shea. And 36,295 were in attendance that night.
Jeez.
August 9th of 1980. Steel cage match, it went 13:59. So this is the lead. And so it obviously did big business. They had been doing, according to this, the Showdown at Shea for many, many years. Look at this. The lady is upset. Many, many years. And this is also where Muhammad Ali and Antonio Inoki, this event was 1976. So Bruno gets sent out face down.
How are we doing face down here? Why are we doing face down?
Don't want to show the blood.
Well, he was cut open pretty good.
Okay, now, yeah.
Oh, like cleaning it up with somebody's shirt.
Yeah.
That's Freddie Mercury in there.
Sure. It's, by the way, Mr. Ring Announcer, go use your jacket. We don't have enough towels here. You seem to not want to. I can't believe this guy didn't want to get out of the ring.
Did he do a costume change? He's in a different suit, I think.
Nah, he's in that same shit.
Oh.
Unless you're colorblind like Conrad claims he is.
A lot of blood.
Yeah.
A lot of blood getting cleaned up here.
And Ben said, unmerciful the way, really unmerciful. I need to use that word. That's unmerciful. need to remember.
Oh, we're going to be waiting on that next week.
Yeah.
Unmerciful.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Mr. Tony Atlas likes the feet to his face, unmerciful poundings from the just kicks and stomps. Here's Joe McHugh. Look at him.
Mm-hmm. From New York City, weighing 239 pounds, unpredictable Johnny Rods. Johnny trained a lot of people.
Rods does not look enthused to be here.
He was unpredictable. You never knew exactly what type of mood he would be in.
Fans are kind of hushed here as they just saw Bruno get split open.
And from Roanoke, Virginia, to my left, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Scholl's Tony Atlas White.
Boy, he is ripped, son.
John Hamilton reminds us that Johnny Rods trained too, but trained Taz. How about that? Good job, John.
Johnny Rods.
Uh-huh.
We had a Johnny Rods in Etowah County, Alabama. He was not known for wrestling.
What was he known for?
Having a boyfriend.
As you do.
Yeah.
In that county in Alabama.
Yeah. Johnny Rods.
Yeah. He's just wasting away on Tony Atlas, buddy. He's just pounding Tony Atlas
in
the fucking ground. Hey, you know what? I want to tell you something. The angle was great. It was a great angle. And there was more to that angle that you don't see here. I think maybe the week prior, and maybe in your notes, a week prior, they set up this match. And, Larry was very respectful of Bruno, blah, blah, whatever.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is that it was a great angle here. But I'm enjoying this show.
Yeah.
And listen, they're squash matches with the exception of Bruno and Larry. They're squash matches, but I still like it.
I mean, incredible. They've had monster talent in every one.
Uh-huh.
Every single match.
Right. See Johnny Roz whip Tony in to the ropes, and the ropes are so soft, Tony almost fell backwards into the stands that time.
I've never seen him that soft. He can't even jump off of them.
No, you can't.
He tried to jump and it just went down.
He went to see how far.
Boom.
Yeah, Tony was obviously a Roanoke, Virginia native and wrestled for the Crockett's, and I remember him, and it's where he started actually in the Mid-Atlantic, I do believe. That those ring ropes, it looks like this whole ring's going to collapse, doesn't it?
They're getting worse.
Oh my God, they gave us, yeah. So
Who's this ref? Who's this ref?
God, I don't know, man. Count Dracula's little brother. See the point in his hair down the front?
Count Dracula.
Yeah, it's Count Dracula's little brother.
A little widow's peak.
Fred Dracula. You know Fred Dracula.
He wasn't a count. He was he never got his counted.
Mm.
Oh, Fred.
Oh, Fred Acula.
Fred Acula. Yeah, he's got the Eddie Munster widow's peak going on.
That's right. That's who it is. It's Eddie Munster.
It's his brother Freddie Munster.
Freddie Munster.
Freddie Munster.
Oh God. Hey, I noticed that did Coach Keith Morrison come to Top Guy Weekend?
He did.
Son of a bitch, and I missed him.
Hey, and he stayed awake.
Yeah, but he should have come to the show. He should have. Was he there Wednesday night?
He was not. Did not get in town until I believe Friday morning.
Until he woke up. Yes.
We got a lot of headbutts here.
Well, headbutts were the style back then, you know. Hey, I don't know about you. I know you were only 7 months old back then. And I know you were only a baby and a kid in obviously elementary school. But I'll say it a million times again. I fucking love the 80s. Good.
Yes.
God, the 80s were the best. Best movies, best music. Started my wrestling career. Knocked up Lois 4 times.
That's a run, dude.
Yeah,
That's a run.
that's a run, buddy. Yeah, it was great. And this
4
was
times in 1 decade.
yeah, how about that?
Let her
Uh,
breathe.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I let her breathe now, buddy. I stay clear.
Out of breath.
Yeah. Oh, but Coach Keith is going to Dynasty in Philadelphia. 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Mr. Atlas with the pin, 4 minutes, 39 seconds.
Watch out behind you, Tony. He's sneaking in.
Joe McHugh
Joe McHugh's
makes the
in.
announcement. Atlas is about to leave. Johnny Rod's, he's going to get the ref here to check his scalp for cuts from the headbutt.
All right.
Look at Joe. He will go to celebrate in the locker room with kicks to the skull over and over. Look, he's checking for cuts, Tony. That's a bad headbutt.
Yeah.
McMahon,
Yeah, Johnny, you're okay. Get the fuck out of here.
McMahon, by the way, here on the commentary, talking about how the fans are still in shock from the Bruno match.
Yep. Would take weeks, not months, for fans to recover from what they've seen. Yeah. I normally recovered as soon as I walked out of the arena. Not weeks nor months.
No, a lot of stripes and plaid in the crowd here.
Yeah.
Very big in the 80s there.
Mm.
Oh, we return with somebody already in the ring. Not looking good for him.
And the referee is 8'10".
Oh my God.
God, as a big guy.
I believe that's Kane out of costume.
Oh, here's bad boy Bobby Duncum, right?
Come on now. Come on now. We got Big Bob Duncum with Captain Lou Albano and versus the one and only. By the way, look at that. That could have been me.
Yeah, I know. Still got a chance. You're still young.
Although I got 7 cousins and uncles that look just like that with the same hat.
Yeah.
He's going to take on the wonderful Steve King, baby.
Yeah, the Bobby Duncum looks like somebody who probably listened to a lot of the Allman Brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, and Leonard Skinner.
Parties at the Elks Lodge and has clearly stabbed a man.
And the referee, by the way, is taller than Bobby Duncum. And I've seen this referee before. But one of you out there may know who I'm talking about. But
how big's Bobby Duncum? Big guy, right?
he's a big guy. Vince probably told the referee, "Stay away from him. I don't want you everybody to see you're taller than him." Seriously, Vince would not like this at all. But Bobby's a big guy.
Is this senior? He is 6'7", 285.
Yeah,
and the
senior.
ref is taller than him.
Yeah. Or about the same height. Yeah, this is Bobby Duncum Sr. Yeah. Yeah, Chris North just let us know that all the winners of the squash matches were bleach blondes.
You gotta love the 80s, baby.
Yeah, I love the 80s. Exactly. Thanks, Chris.
Duncum, 3-year letterman at the West Texas A&M Buffaloes football team.
There you go, man. I bet you they played Dusty Rhodes. And,
selected by the St. Louis Cardinals in the 13th round of the NFL AFL draft and appeared in 4 games.
Thank you, JR. That's a good one.
Do you remember his famous catchphrase?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Oh, you're talking about in the ring? I was talking about behind the scenes. You're talking about in the ring. What was
Is that what Bobby said all the time?
I don't know.
You understand. I don't know if you want the correct spelling. That's UNNASTAN. You understand?
Yeah. He reminds me really of a blonde Blackjack Mulligan. He does. I mean, just big old Texan. Just nothing fancy. Just
Beating your ass.
And of course, as you do, keeps pulling up his drawers. A
It
lot of
shows you're a
guys,
big guy.
yeah, a lot of guys back then, when they knew they had a little bit of a belly, they would yank on them drawers. See him yanking on them right there? Wahoo
Yeah.
did that. Wahoo did that a lot until he finally started wearing his singlet.
I come up with that beer gut, son.
Yeah, that's it, buddy. He'll stand up, raise his hand up. Referee ducked down a little bit low, and he grabbed his tights. Oh, guess what?
The old running bulldog got him, son.
That's right. Joe's back in the ring. Get out of my way, motherfuckers. I gotta talk. Thank you.
2 minutes and 35 seconds.
Get out of here. I gotta talk. Huh?
They're going to talk with McMahon. They're going to make their way over to the announcer's table because they've had enough of Joe.
Oh, and that's going to end the show. Oh, my God. Loving it. God, wrestling was great back then. I'm sorry it was. And I know I'm seriousness on the face of Vince McMahon.
Well, let me tell you something. What else is serious? And that is when your dick don't work, Tony.
That's what I've been told.
But our friends over at BlueChew can help you out, my friend. BlueChew, they got to be the longest sponsor of WHW, right?
Absolutely, they are. They've been around since the beginning.
Yeah. And always there for our top guys. They are putting their money where their mouth is and offering you a month free. And the process is simple. All you got to do is sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. You got to love that BlueChew tablets are made in the USA and prepared and shipped directly to your door. So you don't have to be out and about, out at the pharmacy, looking for somebody you know while you're standing there waiting on your stuff. It's all right there at your home every single month, because they say there's nothing sexier than confidence, and BlueChew can help give you that confidence where it counts. Make your life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. And they've got a special deal, of course, for our WHW listeners. You can try your first month of BlueChew free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank BlueChew for sponsoring our podcast.
Great show, buddy.
They were OGs, man. BlueChew's OGs in the
Yes, it is, man.
WHW game.
Yes, it is. I appreciate you subbing for Conrad. Maybe you can go scrape him off the sidewalk now.
So much snot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was going to tell you a joke I heard as we go out of here. You down?
Yeah.
This is the first time telling it. I might butcher it, but I heard it this weekend at the Top Guy Tussle.
Okay.
You can help me. Here we go.
Okay.
So these two gentlemen, they met on an app, a dating app, and they decided to meet in person. And the night went well. Dinner was great. Drinks were great. They decided they were going to go back home with each other. Have a good time.
As you do. Yeah. Okay.
And one of them said, "Hey, you want to spice things up? I feel comfortable with you. Would you like to play a game?" And the other man says, "Yeah, I like to play a game." And he goes, "Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 3 different things and put them in your ass. And you're going to see if you can guess what I'm putting in your ass."
Okay.
And so the guy says, "Yeah, this sounds like a fun game. Never played, but here we go." So the guy goes into the kitchen, comes back in. He's got a ballpoint pen, puts it in the man's backside. The man says, "Oh, that's a Bic."
Okay.
And he goes, "Wow.
Yeah.
1 for 1, started you off easy. No big deal."
All right.
So he goes out of the room and he comes back and he's got a broom and he puts the broom handle there.
Yeah.
And the man says, "Oh my God, a broom."
2 for 2.
He goes, "Wow, you are great."
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden he goes in there and he goes into the restroom.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And he comes back out and he's got one of those things. What's it called?
Plunger.
Oh, you played this game before. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You should have just told me you played. I wouldn't even told you.
That reminds me of a story. Okay. I don't know, our ring announcer, Joe
Joe McHugh.
McHugh.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know much about him or not, but
He's still in the ring there in Allentown.
yeah, he's still in the ring. Well,
he just came back in.
there was a story that was floating around. I don't know if it's true or not, but it sounds true to me. There was this woman where he lived, and she had a problem, and the problem was that I want to say this without being very vulgar. Okay. She had a problem down in her private parts that the labia were too big, just gigantic. Okay. And it really embarrassed her. Okay.
Sure.
She was really embarrassed about it. And so she went to a doctor. She said, I don't know what to do because I'm just embarrassed, and my husband's okay with it, but I'm embarrassed about it. And he said, well, is this a genetic thing? She said, I don't know. I never asked anybody. So he said, well, I tell you what I can do. He said, I can fix this.
Oh.
It's going to cost a little bit of money. She said, money is no problem. He said, I can fix this. She said, money is no problem, but I do want it to keep it a secret. I don't want anybody to know about this.
Sure.
I don't want my cousins, my friends, especially my girlfriends, they will make fun of me. You know how women are, blah, blah, blah. And he said, don't worry, I get it. So this had the surgery, and she was in recovery. And as she woke up, there were 3 roses in a vase next to her bed. And when the doctor made his rounds, he came in. She said, Doc, what are these roses for? He said, well, the first one is from me because I understand what you went through, and I just wanted you to wake up, feel good, feel better. He said,
that's very nice.
Yeah, he said the second one's from the nurse. She said, wait a second. I said I didn't want anybody to know about this. And he said, well, the nurse had it done too. So she knows what you went through.
Very
She
nice.
said, she said, so you are sure that no one knows I had this? He said, that's right. She said, so what's the third rose for? He said, that's a guy named Joe McHugh up in the burn unit. He wanted to thank you for his new ears. So
Well, I'm
there's
glad
Joe.
you weren't vulgar, you know?
I wasn't vulgar. I just said ears. So.
I thought you were going to.
Yeah, it takes a hard left, you know.
Such a.
Okay.
I thought you were doing the one where her vagina was way too big. Do you know that one?
No, but
That happened to be Joe McHugh's wife. She had a very. You stop me if you've heard it, because I know y'all know all the Joe McHugh stories. But he tells about the night they met. They were going to have a good time, and that was their wedding night, you know. And she went to her mom and she said, "Hey, Mom, I got a problem. I need your help. It's wedding night, and I'm going to finally sleep with Joe, of course." And she goes, "I have a problem."
Oh,
she goes, "Do you know this?"
It's in the sink, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was on.
I got to Google the middle, but we can see.
No, but you can also find it on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes.
Yes.
Super Dave Osborne.
Super Dave Osborne told it. And I saw that show when it first aired, and when he told that joke, I literally rolled off the couch onto the floor, laughing so hard.
It's one of the greatest.
It's one of the great ones, yeah.
They said Seinfeld had legit not heard that joke before.
Yeah, so that
was his greatest reaction.
And the funny thing about it was that Larry David was like, didn't even laugh, just pissed off about him.
Super Dave's got stuff on his mouth. He's just, man, he's such a legend.
Yeah. All right. Well, Casio, I appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you for letting me fill in. Thanks for letting me pinch hit and be Conrad Thompson once again. This was fun. I don't know how he wraps it up these days. You wrap it up this time.
I always say, well, let's go to the ring, blah, 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 blah. But we've told enough jokes today. So I just have to say, fans, by the way, you need to say Patron. Okay.
Okay.
at the end of it. Ready?
Yeah.
So fans, join us. each and every week.
Patron!
Not now, knucklehead. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, join us each and every week. Wednesdays, we come to you exclusively on Westwood One Cumulus. But Mondays, we come to you only and ad-free on
Patron!
Patreon.com/WHW Monday or adfreeshows.com.
Oh, hood.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson here to tell you a little more about what adfreeshows.com is all about. Get early, ad-free access to more than a dozen of your favorite wrestling podcasts every single week, starting at just $9. That's less than 20 cents an episode each month. And yes, you can listen to them all directly through Apple Podcasts or your regular podcast apps. How easy is that? Ad-Free Shows also has thousands of hours worth of bonus content and docuseries like Title Chase, Eric Fires Back, Conversations with Conrad, and The Insiders. Plus new series like The Book with David Crockett, Monday Mailbags with Mike Chioda and Nick Patrick, and a whole lot more. And you want to talk about early? You can't get any earlier than listening to the shows live. You can be a part of the live studio audience as we record the podcast. Plus, ride shotgun alongside your favorite childhood heroes for live watch-alongs, Q&As, and other interactive experiences every single month. Come on now, see for yourself what thousands of other wrestling fans from around the world have discovered, that adfreeshows.com is the best value in wrestling. Check it out today, and hey, when you do, the first week is completely free. adfreeshows.com.